Scribbled notes, scribbled notes when I wrote these quotes. If I offend, pardon me, there's more of me to grow. Creative in my process, enjoy the show. The will is different when you recognize the different strokes. Different folks, same goals, we all want the most. So when we reach the top, we can enjoy the toast. The type of bread we get is fresh about the bakery. Told them don't play with me, with or without a degree. Don't question my intensity, bravery. Similar to agencies that want to see you fold. So just pray for me. Yeah, Einstein with my energy.
One thing that I know that I've used myself is either shorter works or a piece. So you do a first chapter, for example, and you test them through all three stages. What would working with this editor be like for the entire process of editing the book? And a chapter is a couple of thousand words. That's not going to break the bank if it goes south, because your gut will tell you if it's working or not. Of course, the higher your level of English, the easier it is to double check on what the editor is doing and saying and be able to verify that it's right. You know, because most of us go like, oh yeah, of course, duh. That's what it's supposed to be. Yes, absolutely. But there are some nuances where you deliberately do something for stylistic effect and the editor doesn't get it, or you're using specific words very clearly because that's part of your artistic style, and these are words they don't know. And there you can then quite easily find out who's right and who's wrong for you. Definitely gut feel is helpful. And then also recommendations, like ask people in your genre whose books you've read. Well, who do they use? Who do they edit? You can even check in the front of books. All books will state who the editor is in the copyright page. And then obviously with indie writers, you can then find the editors who will be more affordable than the ones who work for traditional publishing houses.
Yeah, that's very, very, very different price ranges.
Yes, absolutely.
So we talked a little bit about writing, talked a little bit about your process and marketing. How have you made your presence known online? How have you gotten fans and readers? What have been the things that really work for you?
It's a bit all over the place, but the one strategy that's been working really well for me is that I put the first book in that spin-off series called The Word Mage's Tales is free. And so I have a perma-free novella that is connected to both the series of shorter stories and then the apprentice storyteller. And I message all my new Instagram followers that this book is available. And then periodically I do blasts on Facebook and other pages that, hey, this book is free. Take a look at it. And I have a constant stream of people who pick up that particular book. I published it, I think 6 months ago now. And I've had I've seen a rise in the number of sales. It's not much yet. It's not going to be funding anything yet, and certainly not making me a full-time author anytime soon. But there is definitely a ball that's rolling, and it's growing. And then the fans, that's been fun. Every time I release a new book, I put out an offer for advanced review copies, and I've been building a street team. And then through fellow authors letting their fans know that I'm publishing a book, I've gathered about a core group of about 5 or 6 that are absolutely amazing. They're simply amazing readers. They've read everything I've written, reviewed all of it. Every time I have something new going, if it's a cover reveal or a pre-order announcement, or the actual release, they'll be there cheering from the sidelines. They often tag me when they tell their friends on Facebook all about my books. They're fantastic. And so, yes, it's taken me, I'd say, a year and a half since I started working with the street team to get this core group of 5 super fans, and then the larger team, which is probably at around 50 or 60 strong. And it works. It needs to be bigger, but it's a starting point, and I'm in a much better position than I was when I published my first book, where I had nothing. And so it's happening.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear. I think coming up with strategies and seeing the long term is something that especially people who are self-published really have to understand, is that like you can't look at this as a short-term results driven kind of thing. It's going to take a while to build and then grow and organically do it, and not have to spend hundreds of dollars every time you need people to read the book.
Scribbled notes, scribbled notes when I wrote these quotes. If I offend, pardon me, there's more of me to grow. Creative in my process, enjoy the show. The will is different when you recognize the different strokes. Different folks, same goals, we all want the most. So when we reach the top, we can enjoy the toast. The type of bread we get is fresh about the bakery. Told them don't play with me, with or without a degree. Don't question my intensity, bravery. Similar to agencies that want to see you fold. So just pray for me. Yeah, Einstein with my energy.